Hello, friends. A very warm welcome to the series of taking up current and also contemporary themes and trying to understand what India can learn and how we can use them in our everyday life as far as going for success through competitive examinations. And here, particularly, we are speaking about the Union Public Service Commission's examination, that is IAS. गोल वही है, आप खुद को कैसे बेटर बनाएं। सुनने में आसान लगता है, लेकिन हम सबकी जद्दोजहद यही होनी चाहिए। Ashik, if you can recall, in January 2024, there was, there was an incident in Japan. क्या आपको रिकॉल है कोई कोई ऐसा ट्रैजिक इंसिडेंट हुआ था जापान में?
Sir, I have to guess.
No worries, please guess.
Yes, sir. Sir, January 2024 was the assassination attempted on
वो उससे भी
from
पहले
उससे पहले. Yes, sir.
कोई वरी
So
नहीं,
last year.
मैं आपको बता देता हूँ कि देयर वाज अ क्रैश इन टोक्योज हानिदा एयरपोर्ट। एक कोस्ट गार्ड प्लेन जो है गलत जगह पे गलत टाइम पे आ गया था।
Yes, sir.
और हमें याद होगा कि वहां पर जो है द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज दैट द रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन वाज वेरी काम,
Hmm.
very calm rescue operation. So
Yes.
it reflects Japanese discipline and work ethic. और मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंटली जो उनके ब्लू कॉलर जॉब जो है उसको एक हाई स्टेटस दिया जाता है, यू नो, इफ यू
Yes, sir.
स्पीक फ्रॉम द सोसाइटी। सो वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज में जहां पर मिलियंस ऑफ अनस्किल्ड लेबर आ गए हैं, वहां पर जापान का अपना लेबर पूल है। कितना छोटा जॉब हो, जापान में कोई स्टिग्मा कैरी नहीं करता। इनफैक्ट दिस इज माय ओन पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस, आई वाज देयर, बट आई कांट से कि मैं इतना एक्सपीरियंस तो मेरे इतने इनसाइट्स थे। सो इसीलिए मेजी रेस्टोरेशन के समय से अगर हम बात करें तो जापानीज इमिग्रेशन लॉ और उसके बाद उनका फॉरेन वर्कर्स को स्किल्ड पर्सनल के लिए प्रेफर करना, अनस्किल्ड इमिग्रेंट्स हैं लेकिन उनको टेम्परेरी स्टेटस ही दिया जाता है, स्पेशली विद रिस्पेक्ट टू शिनकेनजिन 7 मिनट मिरेकल क्लीनिंग सर्विस जिसको हम कहते हैं। तो क्या आप मानते हैं कि सभी जॉब एक डिग्री ऑफ स्किल मांगती हैं, ट्रेनिंग मांगती हैं? और मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली जापानीज अंडर क्लास नहीं करते, अपने आप को अंडर क्लास नहीं देखते हैं। अपर क्लास है, क्लासेस तो ऑब्वियसली है, बट व्हाट आई मीन टू कन्वे द डिग्निटी जो है, डिग्निटी जो है वो, जैसे हमारे यहाँ मैनुअल स्कैवेंजिंग और उसके बाद बाकी बहुत सारा जॉब्स है, इवन गिग इकोनॉमी का भी अभी हम देख सकते हैं। तो जो डिग्निटी का एस्पेक्ट है तो हम उसको कैसे सीख सकते हैं? आई वांट टू नो फ्रॉम यू एज
Yes,
फार
sir.
एज एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एंड इंस्टीट्यूशनल आइडियाज आर कंसर्न।
Yes, sir. I want to take one example in here. For example, with regard to masonry, in India, bricklaying is seen as an unskilled labor, but in Japan, it is a 3-year course, and for that, the precision by which the brick is laid and even the cement is mixed, it is given a certain kind of a certification and degree, which is missing in India and other parts of the world. So, sir, in
कैसे
every.
हो
Yes, sir.
आशीष जी, कैसे हो आप? वो पॉजिटिव बेंट वाली बात बताइए, कैसे हो?
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, two aspect is there because, sir, in Japan, the human labor is used for monitoring purposes as well as to how to maintain the certain kind of degree in use of technology. In India also, for example, bricklaying, taking example, we can use technology, but the man behind the technology, we can skill them. So certification courses in India, it is also there. Use of ITI as well as skill center, which can be used. It can play a very important role in several other job field, which we consider as unskilled or semi-skilled job.
Why ISRO is reaching for the sun? आदित्य L1 जो इंडिया का सोलर ऑब्जर्वेटरी एयरक्राफ्ट है,
Yes,
उसके कॉन्टेक्स्ट में why ISRO is reaching for the sun?
yes, yes, sir. Sun is very important for the biodiversity as well as It's yearly solar flares and other kind of electromagnetic waves which can create an impact on the satellite as well as launch vehicle. It needs to be studied. That is why Aditya L1 mission, it is put in the L1 Lagrange point so that it can study the corona effect of the sun, and so that
Mhm.
the whole technology, that is satellite, as well as the electronic communication technology, can be recalibrated according to that, and it can be safe, it can be given safe and secure.
And what do you know about NRF, India's NRF?
Sir, NRF, I think it is related to National Research Foundation.
Correct.
Yes. So it is a
Mhm.
it is for the national research institution, which it is just like a research institution of USA, USSF, which focuses on deep technology as well as precision based technology and new emerging technology. It has given a grant of approximately 50,000 crore, and it will uh, lead to the collaboration between the government institution, CSIR, as well as a private based incubation sector.
So you want to say that we can also create a world-class institution out of it.
Yes.
Indian Navy's anti-piracy operations. They have been very crucial in keeping key maritime routes safe for everyone. Comment. Divya,
Say
आप
India,
बोल
yes,
सकते
sir.
हो.
India is a regional security power in Indian Ocean region. So for anti-piracy, Indian Navy has done a lot of activities with the help of other nations, for example, Maldives, Hydrography Pact, as well as with Mauritius, anti-piracy, and also India has also legislated certain kind of a bill, for example, Anti-Piracy Act in 2022, which creates a penal provision and gives the uh, internationalization of the criminal jurisprudence to the Indian courts regarding the piracy. And other than that, Operation Samadhan, as well as India also enforces uh, open sea with regarding to the maritime trading zone. Example, Bab el Mandeb Strait, then Persian Gulf, as well as Strait of Malacca. It is very crucial for the Indian oil import as well as whole trade and commerce.
Okay.
स्पेशल टास्क फोर्स भी है उसके लिए बनाई गई है ताकि उस चीज को कंट्रोल किया जा सके। उसके अलावा जो स्टेट पुलिस है उनके साथ, जो कोस्टल स्टेट पुलिस है उनके साथ कोऑर्डिनेशन किया गया है।
Okay. Ashik, what
Yes,
do
sir.
we what do we do when we see, uh, a kind of a problematic when suddenly problematic relations start happening. For example, India Bangladesh, if we talk about,
Yes,
with
sir.
the change of the regime, it is becoming more assertive. It is talking about that India, as if India had taken things for granted, and every party apart from Awami League is not to be seen from the Islamist lens. 2 points what India must do.
Sir, according to the realist theory, we can negotiate and we can accommodate the wishes of the interim government there uh, on the national issue front. And second would be India must engage with the civil society and NGO present in the Bangladesh so that it can get certain kind of a feel of what citizen is thinking, so that its legislation and its activities cannot create a certain kind of anti-Indian sentiment in Bangladesh. It can use organic intellectual of Bangladesh community to enforce soft power in Bangladesh. These two things.
Generative AI will benefit certain industries greatly. Can you name them?
Yes, sir. So it will benefit industries such as public grievances system. For example,
Okay,
railways chatbot is required. Say second would be, yes sir.
please continue. Please
Yes, sir.
continue. I'm
Second would be,
asking.
sir. Yes. Second would be regarding the photoshopping, image processing. That is important. Third would be supporting uh, to supporting field to the learning requirement of the student, because every student can uh, use certain kind of language to chat with them and to clarify their own concept regarding mathematics, even any subject. So generative AI will support student educational field also. Three areas.
Metaverse is not dead. It will evolve rapidly. Comment.
Yes. So metaverse is use of augmented reality as well as virtual reality, and it creates certain kind of virtual world by which we can interact with them. So metaverse, for example, Meta VR, as well as Apple also improve a lot in metaverse. It is not dead because uh, we are focusing much on work from home. So presently, many of the meeting can take place in metaverse. Plus, it can
अगर मैं
also
बात
create.
करूं एथिक्स ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी, तो दो
Yes.
लाइनों में आप क्या कहेंगे?
So technology should be regulated so that it cannot create a certain kind of harm to the human civilization. And second would be it should be open source.
Okay. Yamuna in Delhi, how do you think in a real way कि उनको जो है मतलब उसको रिवाइव किया जा सकता है?
Yes. Same Yamuna and Delhi faces a three problem. First is extraction of water. Second is dumping of the waste, sludge waste from the Delhi and surrounding NCT region. And the third would be inadequate uh, sewage treatment plants in the Yamuna complex. Three is and fourth is encroaching. So if we are dealing with the Yamuna pollution, we have to deal with all the four activities there: establishment of STP, as well as uh, focusing on reclamation of the land that has been taken from the Yamuna belt. And the third would be just like Namami Ganga, Namami Yamuna can be also created specific packages SPV type, so that it can be treated with the help of bioremediation as well as new technology.
Lead
Enforcing of
exposure caused millions to lose health. लेड,
yes,
LEAD, लेड.
yes,
तो उसको किस चीज से हटाया गया पहले बताइए, जिसको आप ग्लोबल अचीवमेंट कह सकते हैं?
yes. So lead has been removed from the pencil paint as well as
And
from the petrol.
more
Pet
common than pencil and pen?
petrol, sir, crude oil.
Very good. Yeah. So please continue.
Yes. Uh, However, lead is also used in manufacturing of certain batteries and other electronics products, which causes leaching into the soil, and it's get dissolved into water, harming the local biodiversity as well as the human established subsistence. So, sir, to uh, remove lead, first of all, we have to focus on alternatives. Second would be bioremediation practices, which can be used to remove the lead. And third would be sir recycling, e-recycling, on the basis of EPR.
And what about lead chromate?
So lead, pardon sir.
What about lead chromate?
Lead chromate. So I'm not aware of this.
Lead chromate have been mixed with turmeric. उसको हल्दी के साथ मिलाया जाता है. And
For food
obviously then
adulteration. Yes.
of child IQ and so many and so forth. So all the things will be, they will be part of it. So the turmeric crop, it looks green in fields. लेकिन जो उसके टर्मरिक हल्दी की जो गांठें होती हैं वो डल होने लग जाती हैं. एक हजार्डस प्रैक्टिस है ताकि उसको ज्यादा चमकीला बनाया जा सके, उसके अंदर लेड क्रोमेट को मिला दिया जाए.
Yes.
What we can do for that?
So for that, it is an example of food adulteration. For that, capacity building of the institutions such as FSSAI and food inspector must be there. And the second would be awareing of the people regarding how they can just identify if there is a food adulteration in turmeric or not. And so third would be creating of a affordable turmeric in India for focusing on by focusing on food industries in India. Yes.
ओके, हाउ एंड व्हाट वी मस्ट डू जिससे हमारी जीडीपी 7 और 8% के ऊपर रहे?
Yes, sir. So our GDP has somewhat not increased more than 3.5% in agriculture. We need agriculture reform in India so that it crosses 4% barrier. And the second would be focusing much more on manufacturing base in India for both self-reliance as well as export. And the third would be focusing on new deep technologies which can augment the labor productivity as well as the export capacity of India and also the GDP.
So do you believe that breaking the rules can make you more creative?
So one must avoid breaking the rules. If the rules is by the authority, it should be avoided. But it is normed by the society, then I think it should be pondered upon, it should be deliberated upon, and it can be creative if it is for the for justice of the society as a whole.
भारत में मास एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के लिए पॉलिटिकल इकोनॉमी कैसे बढ़ाई जाए?
So for the mass entrepreneurship.
मास एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप अगर स्कीम्स की मैं बात करूं तो पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज को क्या करना चाहिए या सरकार को क्या करना चाहिए? मास एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप कैसे एम्पावर करेगा और कैसे है?
So entrepreneurship from below, village based entrepreneurship, that is focus making the farmers uh, pulling out farmers from the uh, land can be a solution. For example, they are the uh, preserver of the seed as well as they are the investor in the local food processing industries, so that can be used. Second would be, sir, focusing on women self help groups, that is there, for example Mudra loan stand up scheme. And the third
What
would be
about
mass
what
youth
about what about
employment.
what about स्मॉल इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट बैंक
Yes sir.
कॉर्पोरेशन है, जैसे सिडबी हो गया
Yes sir.
या राजस्थान स्मॉल इंडस्ट्रीज कॉर्पोरेशन हो गया या कोई और स्टेट आप ले लीजिए? व्हाट अबाउट देम?
Yes sir.
या एनआईटी, कोई एनआईटी इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर स्टार्ट कर सकता है, कोई स्टार्टअप विलेज हो सकता है किसी डिस्ट्रिक्ट में। तमिलनाडु की अगर हम बात करें तो तमिलनाडु कॉर्पोरेशन फॉर डेवलपमेंट ऑफ वुमेन, तमिलनाडु हैबिटेट डेवलपमेंट बोर्ड है जैसे। तो ये ऐसे एग्जाम्पल से हम नहीं मानते कि हम थोड़ा आगे बढ़ा सकते हैं? क्या कहना है आपका?
So all these are important institutional measures, but we have to focus much more on capacity building of the if it is reaching the grassroots level or not, and first of all, it is the entrepreneurship is viable or not at a local level. You have to focus more. For that, ONDC is there,
अगर
sir, and
अगर
other.
अमूल
Yes.
अमूल जो है श्रीलंका और अफ्रीका में फोरे करता है, तो क्या उसका कमर्शियल इंटरेस्ट है?
So though both the thing is important, commercial interest because it needs profit viability for the successful of the Amul model, and second would be local use of the milk industry in Sri Lanka, which can generate a more affordable solution for job employment should be this. So Amul focuses on both commercial aspect also and people trusteeship model also.
क्या प्राइवेट फाइनेंस से क्लाइमेट एक्शन ड्राइव हो सकता है?
So private finance is important, but ultimately public support should be there, and second would be regulatory mechanism should be there on private finance so that greenwashing is.
सत्यम स्कैम जब हुआ था तो कौन थे वो हेड, कौन थे जिनका नाम, जिन्होंने कन्फेस किया था 15 साल पहले कि हाँ फ्रॉड है? सत्यम कंप्यूटर्स में, मतलब मैं मानता हूँ कि मैंने फर्ज किया है और मैंने अकाउंटिंग के साथ डिसऑनेस्टी की है, अगर मैं सिंपल भाषा में कहूँ। क्या नाम था उनका?
Sir, I'm not able to recall, sir.
आपको याद है दिव्या?
नहीं सर।
हाँ, बड़ा फेमस नाम है, आप दोनों को पता है। रामलिंगा राजू। रामलिंगा राजू सत्यम स्कैम से जुड़े हुए थे।
Yes.
अगर मैं बात करूं कि कैसे अ, एक प्रैक्टिस हो जिससे हम कल्चर ऑफ एक्सीलेंस को सस्टेन करें, कैसे 2047 तक के लिए,
Yes, sir.
उसके लिए क्या चाहिए?
So culture of excellence means when we are promoting creativity among the youths as well as whole population. For that, NEP, earn value learn, as well as creative mindset can be promoted. For example, Atal Incubation Center, and it should be promoted at a very local level. And the second would be giving incentive to the creative mindsets. So protecting the IPR laws in India can create a culture innovation in India.
फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन फार्मर्स का डिजिटल वे से कैसे हो, जिसको आप डिजिटल एग्री फाइनेंस भी कह सकते हैं।
Yes. So digital agri finance needs assessment of the crops, e-crop. The second would be regarding the insurance, PMFBY, and the third would be focusing on post harvest. For example, it can be Model APMC Act as well as 20 farm laws which was enacted. So, sir, for finance inclusion, focus should be on remuneration of the crops, better availability, as well as if they are getting the finance at a very affordable rate or not.
तो पहला फाइनेंशियल गैप हमें पता लगाना चाहिए, दूसरा फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन होना चाहिए, इन्वेस्टमेंट होना चाहिए, सेंटर को डेटा ड्रिवन एग्रीकल्चर फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज के लिए काम करना चाहिए, फार्मर का डेटा, लोन डिसबर्समेंट सब होना चाहिए।
Yes,
So
sir.
these are the ideas which we can work upon. एल्डरलीज को ज्यादा अच्छी सोशल और लेबर पॉलिसीज कैसे मिलेंगी?
Yes, sir. For that, we need uh, legislation, just like sir we have done for mental health policy in India. Because old age need certain kind of a social protection from the social, economic, and political aspect. That is financial independency as well as mental health, reducing the out of pocket expenditure. All these things are required in sir. That
कैन दिव्या आप कुछ बोलेंगे?
सर इंश्योरेंस के रिगार्डिंग चेंजेस किए गए थे कि 65 या फिर उससे ज्यादा एज के पर्सन भी इंश्योरेंस कर सकते हैं और उनके लिए जो मंथली इंस्टॉलमेंट होगी उसको कम किया गया था। तो इस तरह के स्टेप लिए जा सकते हैं ताकि उनके हेल्थ रिलेटेड इश्यूज को कवर किया जा सके।
ओके। साइबर क्राइम इंसिडेंट्स और उनका रिपोर्टिंग बढ़ रहा है,
yes,
लेकिन ऑनलाइन जो है वो डिजिटल सेफ्टी या ऑनलाइन डिजिटल अवेयरनेस कैसे बढ़ाएं?
yes sir. So cybercrime in India, it is mostly related to the monetary fraud as given by NCRB. Some location is there that is in a top, for example, New Bharatpur, etc., Jamtada, etc. So for that awareness program, for example, Digital Sipahi, it is initiated. Second would be role of the cert in as well as making people aware regarding the steps regarding the banking process and measures. Third would be cyber cell at a Thana level. It is must, so that the cyber fraud can be tackled. Role of EFIR play a very crucial in reporting of the finances, which is a challenge because many of the people they don't report the financial frauds, cyber fraud.
हमारे वर्क कल्चर में जो सबकॉन्शियस बायस हैं उनको कैसे हटाया जाए? कैन यू गिव सम आइडियाज?
The subconscious bias with regarding to work culture in India, they are such as not maintaining punctuality of time, passing files, not treating the junior properly.
बायस, मैंने कहा कल्चरल बायस।
Yes,
भाई कल्चरल कैसे दूर
work
करोगे?
culture.
आप कल्चरल बायस तो आप दूर करोगे, कल्चरल बायस में आप मेंटरशिप करोगे,
Yes,
आप कंटिन्यूअस लर्निंग प्रोवाइड करोगे, नेटवर्किंग करोगे, इन्फ्लुएंस करोगे, निगोशिएट करोगे, वो सब बोलिए ना आप। ये टाइम से आना ना जाना, कल्चर से क्या? यानी आप कह रहे हैं कि मद्रासी है तो टाइम से आएगा, बिहारी है तो नहीं आएगा?
so that was not I was implying. I was just stating
हम्म।
the work culture bias that is there, how we can
हम्म।
remove it. First is focusing on mentorship programs. The second would be workshop would be there. Uh, Role of HR is there with the kind of sensitization of several cultures in the workplace. And the third would be elimination of bias through the use of subconscious appealing. For example, role of pamphlet or even role of board is there. So that is.
ओके, एंटी ड्रोन सिस्टम्स आज के टाइम में डिफेंस का की है, एंटी ड्रोन सिस्टम्स। तो इंडिया के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में आप बताइए कि ये एसिमेट्रिकल वॉरफेयर जो है, इंडिया कैसे जीतेगा कल को? इंडिया को क्या करना चाहिए कि चाइनीज कंपटीशन है और बाकी आप देख रहे हैं यूक्रेन रशिया एक चेसबोर्ड की तरह बन गया है, गाजा टू रेड सी पूरा एक तरीके से व्हाट वी कैन से इज कंप्लीटली ए जियोपॉलिटिकल सिनेरियो। तो एंटी ड्रोन सिस्टम्स इंडिया अपने एलओसी के लिए कैसे करेगा, क्या करे?
Yes, sir. So one argument was that we can incorporate Iron Dome in India, but the problem was that drone is less costly than Iron Dome missile. So it creates a monetary issue for a country like India because it is a longest border. So, sir, solution is three aspects. First is use of laser that is being developed by DRDO. Second would be anti-drone measure, the role of tapas and other, and jamming, radio jamming. Three aspect is this for the anti-drone.
Tamil Nadu can become a prime ambassador for Make in India. How?
Yes, Tamil Nadu is focusing on creating of a industrial base. For example, Hosur city, which is in the midway of Chennai and Bangalore, which can be the second Jamshedpur in Tamil Nadu. And the third would second would be sir, Tamil Nadu has industrial policy that focuses on MSME sector, and so fourth would be it is focusing much more on new technology such as semiconductor fab, medical devices, defense industry corridor. It is there, and yes, all these aspect is there.
माइनिंग सेक्टर में इंडिया का पिछले 5 साल में, अगले 5 साल में क्या गोल होना चाहिए? पिछले 5 साल से क्या लेसन्स लिए हैं कि अगले 5 साल में हमारा गोल ये होगा? काबिल की जैसे आप बात करें, खनिज विदेश इंडिया लिमिटेड एक जॉइंट वेंचर है जिसमें नाल्को है, HCL है, MECL है, और वो लिथियम कोबाल्ट इन सब की सोर्सिंग की बात करते हैं, जैसे ऑस्ट्रेलिया है, अर्जेंटीना है, चिली है। सो इंडिया ने ऑलरेडी 30 क्रिटिकल मिनरल जिनके अंदर लिथियम कोबाल्ट निकल कॉपर टंगस्टन टिटेनियम वैंडेनियम आरी रेयर अर्थ मेटल सब आ चुके हैं। तो ग्लोबल अलायंसेस और डोमेस्टिक सप्लाईज के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में इंडिया को क्या करना चाहिए ताकि हम चाइना से हम डी रिस्किंग कर सकें? चाइना के रिस्क पे हमें नहीं बैठना है।
Yes, sir. So India is focusing on assessment of minerals, critical minerals inside India. For example, Raisi district as well in Chhattisgarh, which we have found a huge reserve of silicon as well as lithium ores. Second would be role of Kabul in procurement of blocks in other country, for example, Argentina. Third would be, sir, MOU with the countries like Kazakhstan, Australia for the critical mineral. And fourth would be, sir, regarding the security pact. For example, IPF as well as ISET, that is India-US Critical Emerging Technology, and India is focusing on diversification of critical minerals for through the use of Chief 4 Alliance, Japan, South
रिसेंटली
Korea, US.
रिसेंटली जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जजमेंट आया विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टैक्सेशन एंड रॉयल्टी
Yes, sir.
ऑफ मिनरल्स, उसके बारे में आपका क्या कहना है, वो कैसे इम्पैक्ट करेगा?
Yes, sir. The Supreme Court had stated that a state have also have the right to tax the minerals, which was not given by the center earlier. Center had taken the stand that it has the right, but state has the royalty. But the Supreme Court has given the right to the state for collection of the taxes. It will center states that it will increase the cost of the mineral production as well as it will also lead to the cost of manufacturing for the secondary product, for example steel manufacturing, cars, etc. It will create a fiscal burden, but from the perspective of the state said that it will promote equity based taxation as well as it will also increase the local fiscal devolution at the grassroots level. And the third would be it is the right of the mineral rich states to collect taxes so that it can give welfareism to its own people. So all these argument is there.
ऑनलाइन मैनिपुलेशन के लिए क्या आप सोचते हैं कि रेगुलेशन इज एसेंशियल, और साथ साथ में ऑनलाइन मैनिपुलेशन की जो प्रैक्टिसेस हैं बिकॉज दे इन्वेड प्राइवेसी, उसके बाद एक कॉग्निटिव बर्डन भी आ जाता है, यूजर्स वनरेबल रहते हैं, तो डार्क पैटर्न्स इस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में कितने इंपॉर्टेंट हैं, और डार्क पैटर्न्स से हम कैसे बचें या क्या अपने आप को करें जिससे हम मैनिपुलेशन से बच पाएं, क्योंकि गाइडलाइंस हैव प्रोहिबिटेड डार्क पैटर्न्स.
Yes, sir. So dark pattern is unwantedly or unknowingly clicking the sites or even choosing the uh, link with the help of manipulation of mind of the consumer by the companies. So, sir, it can be avoided with the help of regulatory framework such as IT regulatory framework 2020 guidelines. And the second would be giving raising the awareness among the consumer regarding their rights against the dark pattern and how they can avoid it. And so third would be regulation of content in social media with the help of a more inclusive framework, which can include civil society, corporate, and also the government.
वाटर गवर्नेंस के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में क्या रिफॉर्म्स चाहिए ऑन द इमीडिएट बेसिस?
Yes, sir. So water governance needs ownership of the water. It is a public good, and how it is used, the water productivity should be incorporated into it. Second would be water assessment. Regular water assessment should be there. As a third would be use of water meter, so that it nudging by the state can be there against the citizen overuse of water. As a fourth would be regarding the sewage treatment, that should be must and enforceable.
About the water regulator, there are only 5 states, in India, only 5 states have water regulator. There is need for a water regulator at the state level also.
Yes, sir.
बताइए.
Yes, sir. There is need for the water regulator at a local level. For example, Delhi Jal Board. So local bodies play a very important role. Water department should be created, tackling the problem of water, groundwater, surface water. Right now, India had a survey regarding the water use. For example, from the pond, lakes, and West Bengal had highest amount of water availability in India regarding surface water as well as ground surface water mostly. So, sir, we have to focus much more on conservation, and for that, other.
ये बताइए 16th फाइनेंस कमीशन कैसे पॉपुलिज्म को कर्ब करे?
The 16th Finance Commission can curb population with the use of including the cess and surcharges into the devolution of the finances. And the second would be regarding the effectivity of the subsidies in India, because grants under the Article 82, it is a discretionary grant which is much more used by the center to give to the states. It can be also, yes,
बात करें तो फाइनेंस कमीशन ट्रांसफर करता है जो भी मतलब आप फंड्स का ये ग्रांट व्हाटएवर इट इज रिकमेंडिंग, इट इज डूइंग ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ट्रिपल क्राइटेरिया ऑफ इक्विटी, इक्वलाइजेशन एंड एफिशिएंसी। लेकिन फिस्कल एफिशिएंसी तो इंडिस्पेंसेबल है, और इक्वलाइजेशन ड्राइवर सीट में अगर आके बैठ गया तो 14 फाइनेंस कमीशन ने तो कंसीडर नहीं किया था एनी एफिशिएंसी क्राइटेरिया, 15 फाइनेंस कमीशन ने उसको 2.5% वेटेज दे दिया फिस्कल एफिशिएंसी के उसके ऊपर। तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि आरबीआई जब बोलता है कि फिस्कल एफिशिएंसी पैरामीटर जो है वो फिस्कल कंसोलिडेशन को लेके आएगा और वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, लेकिन हम तो ऐसा नहीं कर पाते। अब आप देख लो, जैसे ये न्यू पेंशन स्कीम का एग्जांपल है, फिर अभी तो बीच वाला आ गया है, एक और रिसेंटली एक और आइडिया आ गया उसमें। तो जो एक्सेसिव एक्सपेंडिचर है जो फाइनेंस कमीशन ग्रांट देता है स्टेट्स को, कि कोई भी बाद में आपका रेवेन्यू डिफिसिट के बाद जो स्टेट्स को हक है, या लगा लीजिए वो आगे बढ़ जाते हैं कि भाई ये भी करेंगे, ये भी होना चाहिए, वो भी होना चाहिए, तो उसके लिए स्टेट्स को फाइनेंशियल डिसइंसेंटिव मिलना चाहिए, क्योंकि स्टेट का डेफिसिट सभी को तो सब्सिडीज पॉपुलिस्ट मेजर्स जैसे फ्री इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एक एग्जांपल है। तो ये कैसे पॉपुलेशन ऑफ ए पर्टिकुलर स्टेट कैन नॉट बी फाइनेंस्ड बाय टैक्स पेयर्स ऑफ अदर स्टेट्स। ओके, तो इसीलिए फाइनेंस कमीशन जो है वो एक्चुअली कर देता है, फाइनेंस कमीशन एक का सब्सिडी दूसरे पे ट्रांसफर हो जाता है। यानी कि अगर कोई स्टेट अगर पॉपुलिज्म को प्रमोट करता है तो इट मस्ट बी डूइंग एट इट्स ओन कॉस्ट एंड नॉट एट द कॉस्ट ऑफ अदर्स।
However, sir, the challenges arises if all the state is promoting this kind of activity and other center also promoting. For example, UPS, NPS, and several states have also promoted certain kind of subsidies, freebies culture. So for that, we need parliamentary accountability and also legislative accountability at a low level.
ओके, चीजें बताइए जिससे हम फॉरेन टूरिस्ट को इंडिया में बढ़ा सकते हैं।
So 3 aspects needs to be tackled must. First is cleanliness and sanitation. Second would be ease of access to the region. And sir, for example, Prasad scheme and others. So third would be protecting and focusing on heritage management. So that it can be managed. Heritage management.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you. So Divya, can you summarize in few lines? And Prerna, you also be ready. Prerna, can you hear me? दिव्या आप स्टार्ट कीजिए, आप बोलिए।
काफी सारे पॉइंट्स हैं जो हम रेगुलरली न्यूज़पेपर में पढ़ते हैं, तो इन पॉइंट्स को ध्यान में रखकर फिर आगे देख सकते हैं कि और चीजें अपनाई जा सकती है उसके लिए, और ज्यादा क्लैरिटी के साथ उन चीजों को फोकस किया जा सकता है सर, या रेगुलरली और चीजें।
Okay, so wonderful, great ideas we have just tried to brainstorm. We have tried to bring some key elements. We will revise the same, we will go for the questions and try to get the best out of it in a crucial time manner. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.